GCSE, June 2010, question 3. Okay, the areas of study are harmony, tonality, texture and melody. We're going to hear an excerpt played 3 times and we've got our 3 tick boxes. Total marks for this question are 6 marks. Question 3A asks us to draw in phrase marks for bars 1 to 6. So we got bar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bars 7 to 8 have already had their phrase marks drawn in already. So that could be quite a big clue. We've got a phrase mark here covering 2 bars. We know this question has 3 marks. So if we look, we've got 6 bars which are nicely divided into 2 bars each. So let's just have a little look at the rhythm. I'm going to sing the rhythm. I'm not going to sing it in tune, I'm just going to sing the rhythm. And what we're looking for is where the music naturally kind of stops, where we would need to have a breath. So dum da dum 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 da dum 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 da dum dum dee dum 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 dum. So we can feel that the music already feels as though there might be the phrase mark from bar 1, beat 1 to here, and then another one from 3, beat 1, and bar 3 to the first beat of bar 4. So we can see automatically we've got 3 phrase marks, but we need to listen to the music to be able to hear that. So let's have a little listen to the music, but before we do, let's just go down and have a little look at some of the other questions. Question 3b, name or describe the cadence at X. X is just here, beat 4 of bar 3 and beat 1 to 4 of bar 4. Question C is that we've got to decide whether the music modulates to the following different keys, to the dominant key, to the relative minor or the subdominant. And question D, what musical term best describes the texture of this excerpt? That question could be the question that you could tackle first. We've already been given a melody, so when you listen to the music, you're listening out for the accompaniment. Do we have the melody accompanied by other instruments, so we can clearly hear the melody? Or do we have this melody interweaving with other melodies, maybe another one or several different melodies? If that's the case, it's contrapuntal. If it's melody and accompaniment, then it's homophonic. Right, let's have a little listen to the music first. I'll leave it so you can see the score whilst you're listening.
Here is the excerpt for the first time.
Okay, so it's nice that it's nice and slow and steady, isn't it? So we can hear that it's a melody and it's simply accompanied chordal accompaniment. So the answer to question 3D would be homophonic. Let's now go to describe the cadence at X. So at X we've got a cadence. It could be a perfect cadence, a 5-1, or it could be an imperfect cadence, 1-5, or it could be plagal, 4-1, or interrupted, 5-6. Okay, GCSE, likelihood that it's going to be interrupted is quite rare, so it was probably going to be either perfect or imperfect, maybe plagal. Remember, imperfect is the cadence that often happens halfway through a melodic line, and this is a balanced melody of 4 bars by another 4 bars, so this could be imperfect or it could be perfect. Let's see how we can work up that really accurately to start off with. The first thing that we need to do is notice our key signature. Here we've got 2 flats, so we need to work out very quickly what key we're in. Remember, we start from C major, which has no sharps, and we refer back to our learning on circle of fifths. If we were going to work out the major sharp keys, we count up in our alphabet by 5. If we're going to work out our flat keys, we count backwards by 5. And we must remember that all the flat keys, apart from the first flat key with one flat, which is F major, all the rest are something flat. So F major would be 1 flat, B flat major 2, E flat major, and then A flat major. The sharp keys we don't have to worry about. So let's see how that works if we quickly get up a keyboard. So we've determined that we've got 2 flats to work out. We need to draw quickly a keyboard and then start from C. And we're doing flats, so we're counting backwards. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we land on the note F. So F major is 1 flat. But we need to have 2 flats. We need to count again from F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we land on B. Now remember, the first flat key, F major, we call F major, but every other one after that, we must call them something flat. So that B has got to be B flat, something flat, B flat. So the key that we're in is B flat major. Right, we now need to work out, is this a perfect cadence? Is this an imperfect cadence or a plagal cadence? Or rarely uninterrupted. So let's get up MuseScore in front of me, which is a great program. You can get it free online. And let's put in the scale of B flat major. B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B flat. There's our scale of B flat major. If we were looking for our perfect cadence, we would be looking for chord 5 to 1. So chord 5 is the note built on the 5th note, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is the note F. So let's add our notes in, F, A, C. And we would move from that chord to chord 1, B, D, and F. So those are our notes in our chords, chord 5 to 1. So if it's chord 5, F, A, C, we would look to see if the note in our melody here is chord 5. We would see either an F, an A, or a C, and we can see a C, so it's looking good. If we went to it's going to a D, we want to just check that a D is in chord 1, and that would make a 5-1 cadence. So back to MuseScore, let's have a quick look. B flat, D, and F. So there is a D there, so it's looking like this is a perfect cadence. If it was an imperfect cadence, it would be the other way round. We would have chord 1 to 5, and that wouldn't work because chord 1 doesn't have the note C in it, which is clearly written in the music, so it can't be an imperfect cadence. So the answer is looking as though it's a perfect cadence. Let's go now to question C. To which of the following keys does the music modulate? Dominant, relative minor, subdominant. Okay, so we need to know what these terms mean. Let's look at the words dominant and subdominant first of all. Here we've got our scale of B flat major. The first note is called the tonic, supertonic, mediant, subdominant, dominant, submediant, leading note, and then back to our tonic. So we're looking for the word dominant. Dominant means to the note of the 5th of the scale, which would be F. So the music might go to F major. The other option was subdominant. The music might go to the 4th note or chord of the scale, which is E flat major, E flat major. So we need to look at the music to see whether the notes of those chords oops, quickly take that out, quick escape, and put the notes in, Okay, so if it was the subdominant, we would have E flat, G and B flat. Let's look at our music. E flat, G, B flat, no, that's the note F. So it can't be subdominant. If it was the dominant, F, A, C. F is what we've got. So it's looking like it could go to our dominant key. But before we rule anything out, we must think about our relative minor. If it was the relative minor, we'd expect to see some kind of accidental before our final note, meaning another sharp or a natural in there. So let's just go back and work out how we work out our relative minor. In our key, we have got, on our scale, we have got 7 notes, ascending. To find out the relative minor, you can do it 2 ways. You can count up from the first note, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the relative minor of B flat major is G minor. Or you can do it another way, you can count down 3, 1, 2, 3. Remember that's a B flat. If I started from here, I'd have to go down ledger lines. So I just start at the end of the scale and work backwards. So 1, 2, 3. It's a G minor. If it was G minor, the note before it would be raised by a semitone. In other words, we would see a sharp. So this note in the music, ooh, so this note would be F sharp. If we look at the music we've been given, there is no F sharp there at all, so there's no accidentals. So the answer would be dominant here. Bit more of a tricky question that, but you can work it out if you keep thinking about the circle of fifths and obviously listening to the music as well.